Hi everyone, thank you for coming. My name is Rosie. I'm a Teach First university recruiter working in the north of the country. In this presentation, you're going to find out a bit more about Teach First, what we're about and what we do, and how we're building a fair education for all. You'll also hear about our training programme, and that's an opportunity for you to be part of something that matters and truly change lives, starting with your own. Clearly, the question on screen is rhetorical. It's not news that there's a lot of inequality in the education system today. Although a child's future should depend on their potential and on how hard they work, on what they want to achieve, at the moment, their future depends on where they live, which is completely out of their control. Their postcode sets their life in a certain direction, and that's not fair. A child's background shouldn't affect their future. However, a child from a disadvantaged background is less likely to get good GCSEs and go on to higher education. And that kind of slow start kind of has the effects that last a lifetime. And ultimately, those kind of inequalities widen social inequality. Now, I'm going to share a few striking statistics with you, and these really highlight the extent of educational inequality. The tragic truth that in the UK today, how much your parents earn goes a really long way to determining how well you do at school. So this statistic is about children who receive free school meals. Children are eligible for free school meals if their parent or carer receives a certain level of financial support from the government. So what percentage of children eligible for free school meals won't achieve grade 5 in GCSE maths and English? That's a C. It's 78, which is shocking. The impact of being on free school meals follows you throughout life. There was an article that I read last month saying that the age of 20, half of free school meal recipients earn £17,000 or less. And we know that that kind of income is getting much harder and harder to live on. We know that 85% of pupils from independent universities go to university, but what percentage of disadvantaged pupils do you think go to university? Only 26% of disadvantaged pupils make it to university, and that's one of the key factors for that earning disparity that we just spoke about before. At the age of 30, half of free school meal recipients earn 17 grand or less, whereas average earnings for independent school pupils at the age of 30 is around 48 grand. What percentage of doctors come from working class backgrounds? 4. So only 4% of doctors come from working class backgrounds. And that really speaks to the representation problem in high earning sectors as well. When we think about the communities our doctors serve and the message that this sends, that a medical career isn't accessible to children from working class backgrounds. So you can see that inequality in education is one of the biggest challenges facing the UK today. And at Teach First, we're very much focused and determined to solve that problem. So we try and unlock the potential in all children, not just some children. And there are many ways that we contribute to that mission, such as publishing research and lobbying the government. But our training program is really at the heart of it because it develops the inspiring teachers and leaders who are going to make the change happen right now. So the big question is being part of this for you. And I'm sure you're all thinking about what's next after uni and how you're going to start to shape your careers. And there are so many options for you, but it comes down to what will factor into your decision. Is it about the salary, the progression opportunities, the passion you have for the work, or the purpose that you're contributing to? Our teachers benefit from all of these things. And on top of that, their commitment and positivity really help young people from disadvantaged backgrounds to develop the confidence to really imagine a future that they do deserve and can have. I used to answer calls for Childline, and every shift, at least one caller would tell me about a teacher being supportive or encouraging or just, creating a safe space for them. And the impact of that relationship on that child was enormous. I'm hoping that today we can help you to make a decision about your next career move and hopefully improve outcomes for thousands of children. So, what is the programme? In a nutshell, it's 2 years training, working, and ultimately qualifying as a teacher in one of our partner schools. And our partner schools are in the communities that face the biggest challenges, which means that you can immediately make an impact where it's needed the most. And what do you get out of the programme? So you get a PGDE, that is a postgraduate diploma in education and leadership. It's worth double the credits of a PGCE. And you also have the option to top it up to a master's in your third year if you want to at a reduced cost. And a PGDE means you're qualified to teach for life with a qualification that's internationally recognised. And that gives you loads of options for your future. You get a salary from day one, not after additional time studying like some other teacher qualifications. And the salary will go up in your second year. So after 2 years on the programme, whether you stay in teaching, change education at a system level, or do something completely different, this experience will provide amazing transferable skills. You develop so rapidly on this programme. One of the key benefits of our route is that it provides a real professional challenge from day one. And let's be honest, it's also one of the things that lots of our trainees are quite nervous about. But leading your own classes from the beginning comes with real accountability and real decision-making power. And that kind of challenge creates really fast growth in our trainees. That's something which those who have completed the programme consistently tell us is one of the most useful things they've taken from it. They talk about becoming unfazable, which is just a great life skill. And that's the kind of stuff that's going to make you stand out from your peers. So this is what our application process looks like. In the written application, you'll be assessed on key competencies that we're looking for. And by competencies, we mean how you have used your skills in certain settings. So the behaviours around the skill. We have 8 competencies, and they include things like planning and organising, resilience, leadership, respect and empathy, the things that you would typically think about when thinking about a good teacher. And at Teach First, we call our assessment centre or selection day a development centre. And that's because we're looking for potential to develop from our candidates. We are not looking for ready-made teachers. And that part of the process is made up of an interview, a group task, which is usually something like a debate so that we can evaluate how you communicate and put forward ideas in a group setting, and teaching a short lesson. Then hopefully you will receive an offer and start your journey with us. And we know that applying for graduate schemes is really daunting, and we are not here to catch you out. We want you to succeed. So there is support for you at every step of the process. Before you even open an application, you can contact me for questions or just a general chat about the programme and your circumstances. And once you open an application, my colleague Felicity will be in touch to talk you through what to do before submitting it. Her entire job is to support students with their applications. Once you get an invitation to our selection day, you'll get another call from Felicity, and she'll invite you to a development centre workshop. And that's where we will tell you what to expect from the day, how to prepare, top tips, do's and don'ts. And attending one of these online workshops significantly increases your chances of getting onto our graduate scheme. Every person's journey through the programme is unique to them, but there are some key milestones that are the same for everybody. So this is year one in a nutshell. The programme kicks off with Summer Institute, and that's an intensive 5-week immersion into the theory and practice of teaching. And it's developed in partnership with the UK's leading teacher training universities. That gives you the skills and the knowledge and the confidence that you need to enter the classroom and find your feet as a teacher. You'll start working as a salaried teacher in September with responsibility for real lessons with real pupils from day one. But you won't be thrown in at the deep end. We will support you every step of the way. We talk about this triad of support that you get from Teach First. You get a mentor in your school, in your department. You get coaching from us at Teach First and training from our partner universities. There's lots of support around you. And then at the end of year one, you will achieve qualified teacher status. You'll get your QTS and be halfway through your postgraduate diploma. From the high quality training and really strong support that we offer, 99% of our trainees get grade 1 or 2 in their QTS ranking. This is year 2 in a nutshell. So during the summer between your first and your second year, you will have the opportunity to apply for a summer project. These are bespoke internships across a range of organisations and sectors that are exclusively for Teach First trainees. They are a really good opportunity to experience different sectors, and they are open to you every summer throughout your whole career, but they are optional. You can just relax and go on holiday. In your second year, you will return to the same school as a newly qualified teacher. And this is when you can really broaden your impact and take the skills and the experience you gained in your first year and really apply them to making a difference for your pupils. You will also get a pay rise from gaining your QTS. By the end of your second year on the programme, you'll have completed the PGDE qualification and you will become what is called a Teach First ambassador, which is just what we call trainees who have completed the 2-year programme. But you will be part of a community of very driven, talented and like-minded individuals, which is about 15,000 strong at the moment and growing every year. So I'm going to take you back to the beginning now. It all started in London in 2003. That's where Teach First started. And since then, we've placed over 5,000 teachers in London. And that has helped transform what used to be one of the worst performing areas in England in terms of education into one of the best. And that has been an incredible turnaround. We're trying to replicate that success in every part of England now. So we do place all over the country. And we place where the inequalities we saw earlier are the most stark. And because it's not just inner city schools that face those problems, up and down the country, children living in suburbs, small towns, rural and coastal areas are also being left behind. And it's now here where we're seeing the biggest gap in achievement between rich and poor. I'm from Cumbria, which, although it contains the Lake District, also has some of the most deprived coastal and rural communities in England. You know, and growing up there, it just felt miles away from the rest of the country. It almost felt like these forgotten lands. And we now know that pupils from poor families in rural areas achieve lower levels of attainment than equally disadvantaged pupils in urban areas. You know, so it's really important that we make the impact where it's needed the most. Big spread of geographical placements across the country because of that reason. There are a couple of ambassadors here on the screen I just want to pick out. Nathan Delaria is a 2012 ambassador. He was a professional football player for Man City. And when he retired, he completed our training program. And he's now the assistant head teacher and head of maths at Loretto High School in Manchester. He is just, he was like one of you. all those years ago, he was sat in an event, hearing about the realities of educational inequality, really eager to start making a difference to the lives of children. So as we've discussed, after completing the programme, you're going to become known as a Teach First ambassador. And more than half of our ambassadors continue to teach in schools. Many of them progress into leadership positions, and we actively encourage that progression. And because of that, our teachers are 7 times more likely to be in senior school leadership positions than other routes into teaching. They also earn an average of £6,000 more than their counterparts after 5 years in the job. And because our programme inspires this kind of lifelong commitment to ending educational inequality, we're also beginning to see a trend of former trainees taking a break from teaching before returning to the profession later on in life, or contributing to the mission in other ways. So one of our ambassadors called Kassan, who now works as a consultant at one of our corporate partners, Deloitte. He did a summer project that, the project that I spoke about, those bespoke internships earlier. He did one of those with Deloitte and ended up going on to work for Deloitte after spending some time teaching. But he is also setting up the first Teach First in Sri Lanka at the same time as being a consultant for Deloitte. So even though he's moved on, he's still really engaged with the mission. And for those of you watching this video who are not in your final year, but you're still interested in the programme and our work, we run a 2-day taster programme for anyone in their first, second, or penultimate year of study. Taster is really fun, but it also helps you stand out against your peers. You're going to be learning transferable skills for your CV, like problem solving, interaction, public speaking, and you'll be receiving personalized one-to-one feedback from our experts to help your personal development before you start applying for graduate schemes. You also get to network with other students and our team. We find that people who've done a taster program are more likely to be successful at our development centre. But it's really been designed to give you the chance to see if Teach First is for you. It's fine if it isn't. The taster looks great on your CV anyway. But if you do think that Teach First is for you, the taster will really kickstart your journey with us. So there are so many great reasons to join this program if you think it's the right one for you. But this is the big one, though. This is the impact. Our teachers have positively impacted over 1 million young lives, and this is growing every day. I hope what I've covered has really resonated with you and left you excited to possibly apply for the programme. Applications are already open, and we do offer places on a first come, first served basis. So that means that certain subjects and local areas will close once they're full. So this is the best time to apply because you have the best chance of getting the subject and the location that you want. Thank you for joining me. If you would like to find out more, connect with me using the contact details on the screen now. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.